Hello and welcome to another episode of Leeds Can Do.
This episode we'll be catching up with LIDOS, who are performing The Wedding Singer.
We're going to go and see LYO, who are working on a show called In Our Element, and then we're going to see LAC, who are doing a comedy double bill.
But first, we'll catch up with some members of Leeds Writers Circle to talk about their reading event for Strix magazine. Here at the Carriage Works for the Northern Short Story Festival, which is running 2nd and 3rd of June, and more specifically for a reading event for Strix magazine. And I'm here with the founders and editors, Ian Harker, Andrew Lambert and S.J. Bradley. And we're just going to talk a little bit about the event and what Strix is. So, take it away. Can you tell me about Strix?
Yeah, Strix is a magazine of poetry and short fiction that is handmade in Leeds and comes out 3 times a year. And, the community of writers in Leeds are really coming together and there's building awareness of one another of what they're doing. And we thought, yeah, Leeds can support our magazine.
I've just joined as fiction editor for the 3rd issue, and I've been told I've got 90 stories to read, which I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into. But it's, from what I understand, the submissions have been increasing steadily from issue to issue.
It's a beautiful magazine, and as Ian said, it's handmade and handbound. Can you tell me a little bit about the design and the typography and things like that?
Okay, well I'm a typographer, that's what I am. The actual size of the magazine itself is a curious thing, because there ain't no other magazine that shape. But it is the shape of a well-known, very awkward poem called a sestina, which occasionally someone writes. This is a Renaissance thing, and it goes on for line after line after line after line. I thought I'd lay that out in a Renaissance font, put beautiful margins around it, and that'll be the size of the magazine. And in issue 1 we got a sestina. Admittedly a very modern one, but we did get one. And it fits perfectly.
So we basically made the magazine fit the work rather than vice versa.
And if somebody wants to buy a copy, a back issue, or submit maybe in the future, what must they do?
Everything you want to know and want to see is at strixleeds.com. It's all there.
Oh, when it's your wedding day, and my music starts to play.
So I'm here with Sian Lomax, who is the director of The Wedding Singer, which is being performed at the Carriage Works by LIDOS. So can you tell me why you chose The Wedding Singer as a production?
Well, it's just such a fun show. There's some absolutely great numbers in it. It's really fun for all the cast involved, really fun for the audience. It's just a fantastic show.
And how long have you been in production with this?
Well, as the production team, we've been working on it for almost a year now, but the cast have been rehearsing since straight after our panto in January.
Does Van Halen licks while George gets down on tambourine. We might play some Kenny.
So I'm here with James Sidgwick, who is one of the cast members of The Wedding Singer. You might also recognise him from such productions as the Leeds Can Do series. So can you tell me about your character?
So I play Robbie Hart, who is the wedding singer, and he's in love with love, is how he's described, and he's just about to get married himself, and then he gets left at the altar.
So tell me about the production then. I'm assuming there's lots of songs and music and dancing?
It's really good actually. The music's really stylised. So the show is set in 1985. So the music's taken from basically a cross section of like pop music in 1985.
So when does the production start? When is it on?
Next Tuesday, we open on the 19th, preview night, and then we run through until the Saturday.
So that's the 19th of June to
the 23rd.
The 23rd of June.
Right, I'm here with Jasmine Kane from LYO, and she's the assistant director of In Our Element. So, Jasmine, tell us a bit about the show. What's it all about?
So this is a really exciting piece for Leeds Youth Opera. It's our conceptual piece. So we walk through the 4 elements. So we do earth, we do air, we do fire, we do water, and we've chosen some of the best repertoire that we can to kind of really channel those elements and take the audience on a journey through them.
Okay, great. So where have you got these songs from? Where?
So we've pulled from all over really. So we've got from Shakespeare right through to musical theatre, through to some opera classics as well. So we've got a really good mix.
What's the staging like then? Can you tell us a bit about the staging?
It's been a really interesting project. So there's some that are quite still and it's very much about the principles or about the drama that's speaking for itself, but some of them we're basically a company of some things. So it's all about a journey of discovery. So that means that some of the movement is really kind of contemporary, a bit balletic, and some of it's very sharp. So it's a really interesting mix of staging, and we've got some exciting projections that are going over the stage as well to really set the scene.
So I'm now with Philip Schweidler, who's a senior member of the cast of In Our Element. So Philip, what are you doing in this show?
Well, in this show I'm mostly a chorus member filling out the group, but I do have a few solo group pieces.
So which ones?
I sing Ging heute Morgen übers Feld in German. Well, in the development, we got all the group around, start naming themes and emotions, and then to do with the elements, and then we fit the songs to that. So we've got some Phantom of the opera music with the war section, and we've also got Titanic with the water, and we've just got lots of different varieties of things, and it's really exploring these elements.
Right, so what are the dates for the show?
So they are the 5th to the 7th of July, so we open on a Thursday this time round, and we do a matinee on a Saturday as well as the evening performance.
Brilliant. Get along to see it.
So I'm here with Neil Rathnell from LAC. He is the writer and director of a comedy double bill to be performed in early July at the Carriage Works called It's a Miracle and the Colin Atkins Story. So Neil, can you tell me a little bit about the inspiration for this?
Well, I never know where inspiration comes from really. It's a Miracle is about two old ladies who had a vision of the Virgin Mary when they were 9 years old. But they've decided not to tell anybody about it. She said, you mustn't tell. And how I got that idea, I've no idea. I just don't know where it came from. Or I just got this idea that, you hear about people who have visions, but maybe there are lots more who have visions but decide not to say anything about it. And so I just developed the play out of that.
I need you to tell him yourself, otherwise he won't believe me.
The Colin Atkins story,
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit
Yes, the Colin Atkins story I wrote a long time ago, and it was about the birth of the first British teenager in 1957, because of course before that there were no teenagers, there were just children and grown-ups and old-age pensioners, and that was it. And seriously, I think the concept teenager is relatively new. So I just invented this occasion, this particular day in an ordinary sort of household where a 15-year-old boy suddenly rebels.
I'm the head of the household, Mrs. Atkins.
Go on.
This is my other half, Mr. Atkins, father of our son Colin, who's recently different. He never used to be like he is now.
Can you tell me the dates of the production?
Yes, 4th to the 7th of July, that's a Wednesday to a Saturday, 7:45 p.m. each evening.
Great. All of the performances that we've been talking about in this episode are on at the Carriage Works.
Yep, you can get tickets by calling the box office or going to the website or just calling in.
So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.